Let's see. Yeah, that should work. How's it going, YouTube? If you're wondering what I was wondering what will work, it is where the screen placement is down here in the corner of this. Some of y'all probably wonder why I even have this down here. It's because this way when I play video games I don't have to rechange anything. I'm too lazy to change my open broadcaster software. That's just me. Anyway, so Tech Reminder had actually requested that I create a full video on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off where we left off, which is where I was talking about exporting this into Unity. I'm actually going to get more in depth with that. So we have our cell phone. If y'all still have this file, good job. If you don't, I'll just post a link. I'll post a link, or I'll have something like that at the end of this video. So this way you can just click on it. But I'll definitely have something in there for y'all. So this way, if you don't know how to do this, to create this model or anything, I'll have a link down there in the description, so this way it'll be easier for you to go and follow through. So anyways, let's go and just hop right into this. So we want to export this into Unity, so this way we can make this an actual game object. Now, one thing I want to mention right here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so about 6 squares large, between 5 to 6 squares. In units, you're looking at roughly 5 or 6 meters. Obviously no cell phone is that big, but it's alright because we can always change the size of it in Unity. But let's go and just jump right on. So you want to make sure you have your object selected. In this case, I do have it selected. Just easy. Then we'll go up here to File. We're going to go ahead and send this to Unity, and we're going to send the selection to Unity. So let's see, that's not the right one. Let's go into Documents. So I have Unity somewhere in here. You would think I know where it is, but I do not. Asset Store, where the hell is Unity? Yeah, see, I'm trying to remember where I have all this crap. Oh, that's right, because it's going to be Tutorial YouTube. This is a folder I created originally for the YouTube tutorials. So anyways, what we want to do is we want to export this to the packages file, and we're going to do 3D FBX. So we're going to have this folder selected. Next thing we want to do is we're just going to name this to cell phone. Easy. So now it sent that to Unity, and we'll go ahead and pull up Unity. Now I already have this loaded. This was actually something I imported as an FBX from a previous tutorial, which was the Modeling S10. I never actually finished that tutorial series. I didn't really have enough comments on people wanting me to finish it. If y'all do want me to finish it, because you're like, what the hell, dude? I'll be more than happy to. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to select everything except for my main camera and the directional light in this scene. And right here, if we go ahead and pull the cell phone in, let me go ahead and just frame in on that. You're probably wondering, well, where the hell are all the textures? Well, that's because we didn't import the textures. So if we go in here to Materials, let me pull this up. I'm just going to go into the folder that I have the tutorials in. I know right now y'all can't see anything, but I'll bring it up here in just a second. Let me see if I can find this. Where the hell are you, idiot? Okay, so here we go. So we have the reference image right here, and we have this one right here. Now both of these are the exact same size. What is the difference? PNG and JPEG, that's why. Okay, so we're going to want the PNG. PNG is a slightly larger format, but it gives you way better clarity. And like if you look right here, 223, and this one is 42.6. There is a size difference, but overall I highly recommend PNG because you'll have crisper lines, and everything will look a lot better. So what we need to do now is we need to come in here and we need to create a material, if I can create a material. So all I'm doing is right here, I'm right clicking, I'm going up to Create, and I'm going down to Material. And we're going to name this Cell Phone. So once you have that material created, just click and drag the image over to the albedo map, and so it will automatically apply that texture for you. Now this doesn't quite look right. I don't know about what y'all think, but I don't think that looks quite right. It looks close, it looks decent, but not quite. First thing we need to do is, obviously the smoothness is going to be all the way up, so when you rotate around this, you should see that little beam of light. We're going to want that. Metallic, if you do this, you're going to get this weird look that's, it looks kind of cool, yeah, but that's obviously not what we're after. And I'm going to go in depth a little bit more on this, probably in another tutorial. Normal map, height map, all of that, you do not want to apply that. Now, emission, you could apply this, but only if it's for the screen. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. So if you're doing, go ahead, and, because I don't have an HDR map, duh. So if you're going to do emission, you'd use an HDR map, but the screen would actually light up. Generally speaking, you wouldn't want to do that unless you're applying it to, I'm trying to think, if you're going to do like a real high resolution game, that's the only time you'd really want to do something like that. This is just a simple cell phone. Not really required. You could always tweak the value of the albedo map up if you wanted to, but either way, this just basically, I'm just throwing this stuff out there. So, I never did go into the reference image. So, whenever you do import an image, if you import the image first and then you import the object, it'll already have that texture map applied, but it'll just be the texture map. It will not be a material. So, that's something else to keep in mind. Now I'll show you all that later. So anyways, texture style. I usually leave all this stuff as default. Now sometimes some of the stuff you will want to change, like max size, maybe just 1024 by 1024, hit apply. And as you can see, that didn't really change anything. So something like that, it's not really gonna kill you. Now normally whenever I do pull in any kind of models or anything, I usually change the scale factor from 1 to 10, and then we'll just hit apply. Then under materials, we'll just keep this as use embedded materials. On Lambert 3, as you can see, there's nothing assigned there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up another cell phone. Let me just delete that real quick. I'm going to pull one up right here. There we go. So if we go ahead and I can show you this right off the bat. So this one already has a Lambert 3 attached to it. This one actually has a cell phone material attached to it. So this is what I was telling you about just a second ago. So as you can see by me being directly overhead, this one already looks a little different. Now something like this, you're not really going to be like, you know, there's no big difference there, Jimmy. And I would say you're right on that. But if we go into the material, let's say you have multiple objects. You're going to want those materials attached to all of them, because through the material, that's how you're actually able to change the way it looks. So let's say you're going to your albedo map and you want something with like a red tint. As you can see now, this one's changing, but this one's not. Normally with something like this, what I like to do is I like to kind of like tweak it just a little bit. Let's see. I don't know why I just tweaked that. It's not going to change anything. Just a little bit more right there. And just a little bit more. There we go. So, anyways, that's basically all there is to that. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that right there. Now under here you have cutout, fade, transparent, and opaque. Opaque means it's a solid object. You cannot see through it. Cutout means, well, sections of it are cut out. Usually you'd have to have a transparent map attached to it to actually be able to see the effects of that. As you can see, you don't really see anything. I'm like, even by me looking right at here, you're not going to see this other cell phone. Fade, that's all that does. It just kind of gives it a little fade effect. You can actually edit that effect by changing this value right here. And then the last thing you have is transparent. Transparent is very similar to fade, as you can see. So you would use different ones, and like I said, I'll get into all that later on. So under the shader, oops, I didn't mean to click on that, but it happened. So under a shader, usually I use the standard shaders. If you're going for legacy shaders, then you're going to find them under here. They do have another, I'm trying to think what it's called. Unity just recently released PBR shaders, and for those of you who are working on very high-end games, those would be the type of shaders you'd want to use for that. So anyways, I'm just going to get back, if that was my idiotic dog. So anyways, I'm going to jump back into this tutorial. So right here under cell phone, yeah, I'm going to keep them under assets. So is what we're going to want is we're actually going to want a, I'm going to create, we're going to create an FBX, or not an FBX, I can't think of what the hell it's called. It's a prefab. So it's just going to be called cell phone prefab. Now, one reason why I'm doing this, because this right here is the actual FBX. This is the 3D model of the file that we imported from Maya. So right up here, this is the finished product that we're going to use in Unity. So if we're going to like have a game that you press a button, then this is what's going to pop up. You don't want this prefab popping up like that. So in order to do this, all you do is just take the object that you created, click and drag over the prefab you just created. And so now, anytime we pull this up, as you can see, it's the exact same thing. So no matter which way you look at this, it's going to be exactly what you created. So I'm going to delete both of these. Now let's say you want it where whenever you push a key, the cell phone pops up. To do that, we'll need to create a C# script, and we're just going to say cell phone, behave. It's going to stand for behavior, but you know, it's whatever. I'm just going to press enter on this. I'm going to open up Visual Studio. If you're using an older version of Unity, it might actually be mono developed that pops up. Same thing. I've actually gotten to like Visual Studios because it will show you where your screw-ups are, and it's actually very, very handy. Really? Okay, so it's still loading. I know you can't see it right now because it's on that screen and not this screen. I also can't even see my face. I can't even... Oh, yeah, I can move it. Okay, so anyways, while that's loading... yeah, so one thing I do want to mention real quickly, if you are new to Unity, there's actually a channel out there. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I want to say it's like Buckley's or something like that. They have a lot of really good tutorials on C# programming and actually going really in depth with Unity ECS. For those of y'all who do not know what Unity ECS is, Unity ECS actually allows, it's basically programming optimization. So before is what you do is say you want like the cell phone to spin, like you can purchase it and it's in a store and it's spinning, and you can see all the different cell phones like on this wheel that are spinning. Well, before you have to actually attach a script to each one of those cell phones, and now you can actually just create one script and you can actually control everything through that one script variable as long as you have subscripts attached to those objects. And so it's really well optimized. So we're not going to want anything for a function start, but under function update, or actually, I'm sorry, I'm still used to JScripting. C# is actually void. So what a void is actually a function block, and this actually controls what's going to take place. So up here where it's Unity Engine, this is the basic building foundations. You have system collections and system collections generic. I may or may not go into that later on. I don't know. I'm just going to keep them because that's going to be a real simple script. So let's say we want it where we hit the, I don't know, we hit the mouse button, the left mouse button, and we want to create a cell phone. So it's going to be if input dot get key down. Then we will, oh wait, get key down. It's going to be, I'm trying to remember this, YouTube. I really am. It's going to be mouse. Wait, no, that's not right. We'll just say key W. It's whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to attach any parentheses there because of the fact that we're not really going to need them, or at least we shouldn't. And oh yeah, see, we already got an error. So that's why I like Visual Studios, because it's already shown me that I screwed up. Like, no, dude, you need your not parentheses, but your shit. I am tired. I can't even think what those are called. I mean, screw it. It doesn't matter. We're going to instantiate. Let's see. What do we want to instantiate? We're going to instantiate game pref, and we're just going to do this. Now, normally you would need to. We're actually going to need to add specifications of where we want to instantiate it. But up here, we're going to actually create a. Oh, crap! I am super tired. I'm not even gonna lie, YouTube. So instantiate prefab. So I need to go into the docs because I cannot remember how to do it. So here we go. So is this even? Oh, that's instantiating prefabs at runtime. I don't want to instantiate prefabs at runtime. Scripting API. We're going to go into instantiate. Yeah, and by the way, something else I want to throw out there. Like, it's been a while since I've done any kind of programming. Not even going to lie. But as long as you remember what the scripts are, I think that's actually better than remember what? Say what? What? Instantiate? Instantiate. There we go. Object instantiate. So anyways, what I was saying is that I think it's more important that you know, like, the basic foundations of the coding rather than remembering the code itself. So, like, right here, instantiate prefab, new vector 3, and so this is all we're going to do. So, instantiate game prefab, and I don't remember how to type it already. I'm super tired. I'm not even going to lie. So, what we need to do is new vector 3. We're going to say 0, 0, 0, and we're just going to close that shit off right there. Alright, so game prefab. Now this is what's interesting, is public transform prefab. I do not want that shit at all. It actually is what I want, is I want a public game object, and it's going to be game, what was it? Game pref. And semicolon. Okay, so, and why? See, this is the shit you deal with when you program. I wonder if I can just get rid of this vector 3 and that be okay with it. No, it is not. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, shit like this. Obviously, that's not going to work. So, we're actually going to have to create, let's see, we're just do a transform position dot transform rotation. That's going to be a lot easier than trying to figure out where we want to create. So, game pref at transform dot position, transform dot rotation. So, we'll just go ahead and save that script. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're actually going to pull Unity back up, and we're going to want to create empty. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to change the name to game controller. So there we go. We got a game controller attached to it, and we're going to want to attach this script. So right here you'll see game pref. There's nothing attached to it. So we're just going to pull the cell phone prefab. We're going to put it right there. So now with any luck, when we press W, cell phone pops up. Like so. Now you can set this up any number of ways that you want. This is just a quick reference tutorial. Like I said, I'm going to have to actually get back into programming, and I got to do a lot of brushing up. So if y'all want to see more programming videos, I'd be more than happy to do them. Just please give me some time to do some brushing up, man. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, most of my time's been spent in Maya. Not just doing these videos and everything, but I'm also working on another project of mine as well, so I've been kind of like, yeah, like really stretched for time here lately, dudes. So anyways, if y'all like this video, I ask that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you know, comment what you'd like to see me do. If there's any other videos I'd like to see me finish, comment down those. If you didn't like this video, don't subscribe, hit that dislike button. Let me know how much you like to take this cell phone and shove it up my rectum sideways. Just not like this, but, you know, you know, just, it's whatever, dudes. I don't really care. I'm tired. So anyways, until next time, YouTube, see y'all later.